Hey guys, this video is on homework H, which is we're going to learn how to solve by factoring. Now, everything's going to be in standard form here. Now, I'm giving you a rule today. The rule is this. We cannot use the quadratic formula, just for today. Okay, if after this, I'm going to give you the freedom to give you a choice. You can use quadratic formula or you can use this shortcut that I'm going to show you today. Now, just to be clear, quadratic formula will always work. Meaning you can plug in, your A, B, and C into that long formula that I taught you a couple weeks ago, and it will always work. Now, today is a shortcut. This is a shortcut way of how to solve in standard form. Let's say you forgot how to do the quadratic formula. And the quadratic formula, it's pretty long. I mean, there's a lot of variables in it. You might forget a plus or minus. You might make little mistakes. Here, just again, remember the quadratic formula is this, right? So again, you might forget A, B, or C, or you don't remember it, but you do know how to factor. Let's say you do remember how to factor. So again, no quadratic formula today. I'm showing you a shortcut way of how to solve in standard form. And just to be clear, this sometimes works. This does not always work. What will always work is quadratic formula, but again, this is a shortcut way. What do I mean? Well, we're going to change each standard form equation to factor form and then solve, or other words, to opposites. This is what it means to solve by factoring. So we're going to solve these by factoring, meaning I'm going to be doing the X method. This means X method, which I did in the last video. So I'm going to do a couple of these problems that you have to do. You have to finish all of these problems for the homework assignment for today. But anyways, how do you solve by factoring? Well, what you do is you factor this. So again, remember A times C goes up here, B goes there. 24, because it'd be 1 times 24, which is 24, and my B is 11. What are two numbers that multiply to 24 and add to 11? Well, if you need a little bit more help, again, multiplication table or whatever you need to do, think of the multiplication first. It'd be 8 and 3, or 3 and 8. Does not matter. Those are, again, you can write 3 first or write 8 first. Does not matter. So my factor form would be, it'd be x plus 8, x plus 3 equals 0. And then my solutions would be x equals negative 8 and x equals negative 3. So I did not have to touch the quadratic formula in order to figure that out. My solutions are here. My factor form is here. Again, that's how you solve by factoring. It's a shortcut way of solving in standard form. If you look here, just to be clear, I'm going to do number 2. A is 1, B is 0, C is negative 16. So go ahead and do my, again, there's no GCF in these either. So don't forget about GCF, greatest common factor. There was none in any of these. But anyways, negative 16 and 0 go here because, again, A times C up top, B in the bottom. What are two numbers that multiply to negative 16 and add to 0? Well, they have to be opposites of each other. There you go, be 4 and negative 4. Again, or negative 4 and 4. Again, interchangeable right there. But here we go, x plus 4, x minus 4 equals 0. So my answers are x equals negative 4 and x equals 4. Again, comma or and. It doesn't matter what you put in the middle. But anyways, those are my two answers. So there you go. All right, so again, there's 1 and 2. I'll let you do 3 and 4. Again, you can look at my answer key if you need more help. 5, again, this is going to be a problem that if I was going to give you a test, so many people would probably get it wrong. Remember our friend GCF? There's a GCF here. And in this case, it's x. So if you look here, my GCF is x. So I got to take an x out. So it'd be x times x minus 5. That's actually factor form right there. This is actually not even an X method. It's just straight GCF. And this is the only time I'm going to do this to you on this assignment. I just want to show you this. Just to be clear here too, A is 1, B is negative 5. C is the one that's 0 here because there's no Plano number in this problem, if you were wondering. But anyways, remember x on the outside means 0 is one of my answers, and then x equals 5 is my other answer. So my solutions are x equals 0 or x equals 5. All right, and then the heavy hitter. There's no GCF here. Your A is not 1. So remember what I taught before this break was the idea of slide and divide. So here's just a quick reminder about that. So with slide and divide, what you need to do, actually, I'm not going to do 7. I'm actually going to do 8 with you. I'll let you do 7 by yourself. So I'm going to do 8. So what you do, again, you treat like this is X method. You still do A times C. So A times C, or 6 times -5 is going to be -30. Again, not -5. It'd be -30 because I'm multiplying 6 times -5. My B goes on the bottom, so this would be -13. What are two numbers that multiply to -30 and add to -13? Again, you have to have good number sense here, and doing more of these, you get better number sense, but 15 and 2 would be your winner. You have to think about which one's negative. Well, you're going to want -15, because -15 plus 2 is -13. This is not your answer. You have to be really, really careful. Now, technically, when I did X method in 1 or 2, if you think about it, my A is 1. So when you divide by 1 down here, it doesn't change the problem. So that's why I did not address that in that problem, because A is 1. You don't need to do that because 8 divided by 1 is 8 and 3 divided by 1 is 3. So just to be clear where I'm going with this. So down here, like I need to divide by 6. It's slide. This is your slide part, 6 times -5. Like this was your slide. Now I have to divide by 6. So divide by 6 there, divide by 6 there. Now you have to be really careful. 6 does not go into 15 evenly. You have to simplify your fraction. 15 over 6, please note this, 15 over 6 is really, again, you have to simplify that fraction. So simplify that fraction, 3 goes into 15 and 6, 3 goes into 15 5 times, and 3 goes into 6 2 times. So really it's 5 over 2. So you have to do this part. If you don't reduce your fraction, you will get the problem wrong. And 2 over 6 is also not reduced. That's really 1 over 3. So x plus 1 over 3. And then remember what you do is you swing that in front in order to clean that up. So I'm going to be 2x minus 5. And then 3x plus 1 equals 0. This is your factor form. Remember, if you were going to FOIL this, you get this. You get the original as your answer. So just to be really, really clear, you can really check your answer there. So again, there's that. My solutions, again, I'm actually going to look at this part for my solutions. That will help me out. Again, if you want to swing it back, you can. But again, you just have to be able to swing back and forth if you need to there. But my solution there will be 5 over 2. Oh, I'll write it. Because x equals 5 over 2. Or x equals -1 over 3. Again, that's like the most difficult slide and divide problem you're going to see. 7 is a little bit more straightforward. Hopefully you see number 7. Again, if let's say this was 15 divided by 3. If that was 15 divided by 3, then you just put 5 there. But in that case, 6 did not go into 15 and 2 evenly, so we had to change those fractions to simplify fractions and then write it out. Again, please let me know if you have any questions. You're going to have to do all of this. Again, it's a review of factoring on top of solving right after it. Remember, you are not using quadratic formula today. You're not using it. Do not use it, please. Yes, it will always work. I get it. But I want you to understand this shortcut, because in the future, teachers are going to be using this shortcut way, like a ton. And you have to understand, oh, they're just solving by factoring. Okay? Anyways, please let me know if you have any questions. Thanks.